Okay, so suppose you have any agriculture waste. So there are in the agriculture waste there are the lignin, cellulose, which are present in the agriculture waste. Okay, so now what you can do in the research purpose also. So like suppose if you have any agriculture waste, you can extract lignin, you can extract from cellulose from your agriculture waste. And the cost of the lignin, the cost of the cellulose is very high in the market also. Okay, so that is the typical process, but you can think about how we can convert any organic waste, any waste into valuable compound. Okay, so similarly there are some other methods we have also discussed. So now come into the different type of the method generally used for the solid waste dumping. So in the figure that is called the open dumping. So whenever you dump any solid waste in the open area, that is called the open dumping. So generally it is not a very common practice for the solid waste management, and it is a ban in the many countries. Is the open dumping, and now what is the main consequences of the open dumping? So open dumping generally is the breeding ground of the fly, rats, and other insects can also spread disease. Okay. So due to the open dumping, the runoff, agriculture, the rainwater runoff can contaminate nearby the water source also. Sometimes the open dumping, the rainwater can also leach into the groundwater. So that means that the groundwater can also pollute due to the open dumping. Okay, so this is the example of the open dumping, and that is consequences of the open dumping. So now come into the next type of the management practice, that is called the landfill. Okay, so landfill is a very good practice for the solid waste management. Now, and why we use landfill for the waste management practice. Okay, so landfill are the engineered site designed for the disposal of the solid waste, constructed to minimize environmental impact and protect public health. Okay, so it is the engineered site designed for the disposal of the solid waste. Similarly, a sanitary landfill is a pit with the protected bottom where trash buried in there and compressed to make it the most of it. And poorly designed, poorly managed landfill can also create some environmental consequences. Okay, so let me show how. Okay, so this is the picture of the typically landfill site. Okay, so in the figure you can see. So generally the landfill is a nothing. Landfill is a pit. Okay, in the pit you can decompose your waste. Okay, so suppose this is the area which are present in the particular. Suppose this is any area which are present in the particular area, you can create a pit. Okay, for the landfill. So suppose this is a pit, you can keep your garbage, you can keep your waste material in that pit in the compressed. Okay, so after into the compressed, your waste will be compressed. Okay, and bottom layer of the pit, that is called the you can use the polyethylene layer. For what? Because of the leachate. Okay, if you will keep your garbage in the pit, sometimes after the degradation, after the disposing of your garbage, so some liquid waste will be generated.
क्या है अच्छा एक
Okay, so for the minimization of the groundwater contamination, you can use generally this synthetic polyethylene provided here for the managing the leaching of the any contamination in the groundwater. Okay. Similarly, there are some probes generally you can use generally in the landfill like the methane. Okay, so after the degradation, so the methane will be released. Some probe can you use for the monitoring of the methane, and there will be some facility that is called the methane storage. Okay, so after the degradation of the organic waste, degradation of the solid waste, so methane gas will be released due to the anaerobic process. Okay, so now you can collect the methane gas. Okay, so there will be some facility will be the methane gas recovery, and from the methane gas you can generate the electricity generation. Okay, and for the minimizing of the leachate, so there are some other type of the facility that is called the leachate storage tank. Okay, and here are some leachate pipe. The leachate pipe will be connected to the leachate storage tank, and the leachate storage tank then it will be sent to the leachate treatment system. Okay, and after the leachate treatment system, then it will be used for the agricultural practice, and it will be the discarded in the annual water body and some. Similarly, there will be some groundwater monitoring well. Okay, so groundwater monitoring. Due to the landfill, how the groundwater is contaminated, so that is also important. You can monitor the condition of the groundwater, and similarly there are some leachate monitoring well. Okay, so the composition, the nature of the leachate also you can monitor due to the leachate monitoring. Okay, and now how you will compress the waste. Okay, so there are the suppose if you have the solid waste, first you have to put the solid waste in that pit. Okay, so after the compression of the solid waste, so there will be one layer of the clay soil. Okay, so first there will be first layer of the solid waste, then the clay soil, and then will be the sand. Okay, and again after the sand, then there will be some waste material, then there will be the clay layer, then will be sand layer. Okay, so clay layer generally, because why we can use the clay layer, because the clay layer is the less pore sand. Okay, and it can. Okay, suppose if you will use the sand and the sand has the high pore side, the emission will be will be released more in the environment. Okay, so of the releasing of the any gas in the environment, we can use the particles. We can use the clay soil for the in the sand.